have learned how to put the cord onto the hook and tie the knot, and have, of course, these middle pieces coming out of the bottom, and then the cord that is connected to the majority of the paracord coming out of the top on the sides. You can start making the cobra knot. The cobra knot is what I use for all of my leashes. So to start making the cobra knot, there's one trick that you have to know if you are working off of a roll. You want whatever cord you are using off of a roll to be the cord that you start with. And to start, you're going to want to make a loop with the cord, and then like a tail that comes over these middle pieces. So you're going to take the cord that you're using, if you're working off a roll. If you're not working off a roll, then you can choose either one. But if you're working off a roll, it's easier to use that first. So you want to make a loop and a tail. Then you're going to take your other color, which is my black, and you're going to go over the tail. Okay, you're going to take the black and you're going to go over the tail. You're going to go underneath these middle pieces, and you're going to take the cord through, up and through this loop. So you're going to take your other color, which is black for me, and you're going to go over the tail, underneath the two in the middle, and then through that loop. And then you want to tie it tight. So I'm going to do it one more time so you can see it. And as you can see, if you make a mistake, it's pretty easy to unwind everything. Okay. So we're going to do this again. You're going to take the one that you have on the roll, if you're working on a roll, and if, like I said, if you're not, then it doesn't matter. You're going to want to make a loop. And then you want to make kind of like a tail end. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the black over the tail end, under these middle pieces, and through this loop. So you're going to make a loop. Bring out a tail. You're going to take the black. You're going to go over the tail, underneath, pretty much go on underneath all of it, because you're going to go through the loop. And then you want to tighten it. Make sure that you got these on the side that they're coming out of. Sometimes they can get kind of twisted like that, and you want to make sure that they're always whatever the top one is. And then tie that nice and tight. Sometimes it takes a little while to get it tight. Like I said, some cord is a little bit stiffer than others. So you got your first part of the knot. Now you're going to do the opposite of what you did over here. So you're going to take this teal and you're going to make a loop on this side over the two middle pieces with a tail. And then you're just going to go over the tail end, underneath the loop, underneath the two in the middle, and then through this loop. So you take your other color, whichever it is, it's my black. I'm going to go over the tail, under the middle pieces, and you can just grab them all, and through this loop. Just like that. And there is your first cobra knot. Now, you're going to repeat the first step. You're going to make a loop. You're going to bring it over the cord in the middle, the two cords, and make a tail. So we'll make a loop with the teal over the two cords and then the tail. And now you're going to take your other color and you're going to go over the tail, underneath the two in the middle, and through the loop. So over the tail, underneath the two in the middle, and then through the loop. And you're just going to pull it tight. And now you go back to the opposite one. With the teal, you're going to make your loop over the middle and then your tail. And then you're going to take it over the tail, underneath the two, and through the loop. Over the tail, underneath, and through the loop. Now, for this leash, you will always be making the loop with the tail with the teal. And you will always be taking the black or your opposite color over the tail, through, underneath the middle and through the loop. It will always be the teal for the loop in the tail, and it will always be the other color for you to be weaving it through. And that is why when you have a roll and you're working off a roll, you don't want to be weaving with this. I've done it once and it's not pleasant. It's a little bit difficult to do. So, and I've made many leashes. I think I've made, so far I've done over 200 for free. For my particular leashes that I make, I do use this cobra knot, and I use it for the whole entire leash. So as long as these tail ends are, you are going to be doing that cobra knot over these tail ends to the end. You put on the rings at a certain point, and what I like to do, because I make all of my leashes the same where the rings go, I count these bumps on the side. I count these bumps on the side, and I count 28 bumps before I put the first ring on. And then I go down another 20 bumps from that first ring to put the second ring on. And I will show you that. I'm going to do some weaving, and when I get to that point to where I'm going to put on the first ring, I'll be back to show you what that looks like. All right, I have been weaving for a little bit, and I have got my 28 bumps from the knot. You see how it's on the side right here where it comes out of the knot? That's my first bump, and I counted all the way down. And the way I count them to be quickly is I usually count them in twos. So I'll go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 28, and that's where I will put my first ring. So we got our rings all hooked up to each other so we don't lose them. And for this, what you're going to do is you're going to take your two tail ends and you're going to, if you're not as all messy like mine is, you're probably going to have to take it out. But sometimes I don't have to undo it and I can just slip the ring over the knot, but I didn't do a very good job at that knot because I'm having a heck of a time trying to get it undone. There you go. So what you can do is you can just kind of make a loop, and you take your ring and you put the ring over the loop, and then you pull on that end that's loose through, and then your ring is, you can see I'll show you from the side angle, the ring is on. So what I like to do is I like to kind of like fold my ring towards the leash up so it lays flat like that. And then you can lay it down flat. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to start weaving right where you left off. So I have my teal, and I'm going to make a loop with the tail. And then I'm going to take the black and I'm going to go over, under, and through. So I'm going to go over the tail end, underneath the middle, and through the loop. And then you want to just go tightly on it. Push it and pull it. And you just continue weaving again, just like you were before. Over, under, and through. And you're going to do this for 20 bumps. You'll count the bumps on the side again, and you'll do 20 down, and you'll put on your second ring. I find it better, especially if you're going to be selling your leashes or things like that, that you keep everything the same. And that's why I've come up with this system that I make my leashes so long, and then I put the rings at a specific point on all of my leashes, so they're always the same. Now, somebody might ask you, you know, how many inches it is from the leash to the ring. And of course, you could just take your tape measure, and you're going to want to measure, when you measure like that, you're going to want to measure from the end of the hook to the ring, and it's about 13.5 inches. When you measure, if you want to make something specific for yourself or things like that, always measure from the tip of the hook, because that's where the dog collar ring is going to go. So you're going to have all of this also. So I'm going to go down 20 bumps, and then I will show you guys how to put the second ring on, which is basically the same thing as the first ring. Okay, I have counted 21 bumps from my first ring. So I'm going to show you, if you go over, how you can fix that quickly without completely unweaving everything. So I'm just going to grab my ring real quick. So I have one bump too many. So I want to loosen this just a little bit. You can just push on it. Kind of looks like an upside down pretzel. You want to loosen that one, and then you're going to loosen the next one. Just like that. I'll do it again. So you just want to kind of push through and push them out. And it looks like that pretzel again. And then you're going to do the same thing with the next one. Because this right here is the bump. So that's one whole bump that you took off. And then you're going to take your ring You're going to do exactly what you did before, and you're just going to make that loop, put the ring over it, pull that looser side through, and then what you can do, I'll see if I can get closer for you guys, is you're going to lift up the top pieces, which is the teal, because remember the teal is what lays on the top. You want to lift up those top pieces and just push it through. Just like that. Then when you tighten these, make sure that when you tighten your second ring, that it's going the same way as your first one. So this one is going to the back side, which is the black. So you want to make sure you do the same thing. You want them both on the same side. So you want to tighten that up. And then tighten this one. Pull on it a little bit. And there you have it. You have both of your rings at the spot that you want them at. And now you're going to keep on weaving until the end, till close to the end. All of this, which is your end.